Hi guys, and welcome back to class. Today we are going to view a painting, and when you look at this painting I want you to ask yourselves, what do you notice and wonder about this painting? I will have a link of this inside of Schoology for you to see the painting more clearly. For our focusing question for this lesson we have, how do texts inspired by World War I illuminate attitudes towards the war? And our content framing question, what does a deeper exploration of Paul's encounters with others during his return home reveal? So basically in this chapter, we are going to be exploring how Paul interacts with the people that he may or may not know when he goes back home. And we're going to write down what that shows us about his character. So in our focusing questions sequence, we explored the ways that the devastation of World War I also inspired a wealth of powerful and innovative literature and art. Each writer, painter, and filmmaker studied in the sequence that served in World War I, just like our author that we read about in our lesson, I believe that was 14. Novels, poetry, and film, and paintings are often perceived as forms of pleasure. So people will watch these things because they want to feel happy or they want to have entertainment and they want to escape from the real world. But in this module, and especially in this focusing question sequence, you are going to examine how literature and art interpret and express world-changing events and their effects. So, what are you examining when you examine a text attitude? Examining an attitude about a topic is different than examining the topic itself. With World War I as the topic, you will focus first on identifying different text attitudes towards World War I. Then you will use that information to identify text themes about the war and its effects. A theme is not as specific in terms of plot or a character. Rather, a theme is a bigger idea or statement that illuminates throughout the text or the aspect of the world or the human condition. So looking at the painting one more time, looking at our upcoming lessons that we're going to be looking at, we're going to look at the painting's attitude towards the war and its effects. And we're going to explore how Paul's encounters with others on leave reveal different attitudes towards the war. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to analyze Paul's homecoming. So I want you to look back at your homework where you annotated for every time a moment happened where Paul expressed an emotional connection to his surroundings. Then I want you to look at the moments where you expressed that he was emotionally disconnected from his surroundings. What is significant about the pattern? So does he feel closer to certain places more than others? See if you see that in the writing or in the reading. Then read this passage from page 60. I breathe deeply and say over to myself, you are at home, you are at home. But a sense of strangeness will not leave me. I cannot feel at home amongst these things. There is my mother, there is my sister, there are my case of butterflies, and there the mahogany piano, but I am not myself there. There is a distance, a veil between us. How do the words strangeness and veil reveal the novel's attitude about the effects of the war on the novel? In other words, what is the novel trying to tell us about Paul's attitude by using the words strange and veil? We're now going to take our new read assessment, but before you take that, I want you to go ahead and record these definitions. You have detain, which means to stop or block from continuing further, or ladder, which means referring to the second thing if more than one thing is mentioned. You will find this assessment inside of Schoology. For homework, I want you to review your notes and answer the question, what is the significance of the setting in this chapter? And why does the conflict of attitudes towards the war between Paul and his civilians take place? during Paul's return to his hometown and not in a town unfamiliar to him. To end our lesson, our content framing question in our reveal stage, after exploring Paul's encounters with others during the war or during his return home, what does that reveal about Paul? For homework, please continue reading in preparation for your fluent reading in the next lesson. For our vocabulary deep dive, we will not be going into an actual lesson. Rather, we will be taking a vocabulary assessment. This is going to be assessment 17B and will be uploaded in Schoology for you to take. Again, if you have any questions, please come to office hours. I'm available between 11:22 a.m. to 12:06 p.m. every day. I'll see you soon. Bye.